Hey y'all, we're Brandon and Megan Giggling, and we give real talk and real solutions to help you get from where you are to where you want to be.
Whether you are on step one or years into your own personal growth journey, we've got the tools you need to level up.
So if you want to stop making excuses, start taking action, and grow into the person you are meant to be, then pop in your headphones and let's do this.
You ready?
This is the Fools in Love podcast. Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode. So pumped that you're here. And today we're going to keep it light for you. We actually came to the conclusion recently when we were talking that, believe it or not, and it's hard to believe, I'm sorry, but we're not intellectual marvels all the time. We do have regular conversations about, changing the toilet paper, keeping our kids alive. I don't know. But it really was one of the things that came to the forefront of us just talking as a married couple. Like a lot of times life is so serious. We take things so seriously. And a lot of times it's fun and happy. And so today we're going to try to just keep it a little lighter, show you a way you can try to have a little bit more fun with your partner, because honestly, life is so challenging. But what if we just kept it light for once?
I love this. So today we want to just ask each other, just interview style, just some funny or fun or lighthearted questions, and we have not planned this out. The other person does not know what they're being asked. So here goes nothing. I hope this is fun and entertaining. And yeah, let's not think too much today. Let's just let it be.
Yep. And hopefully it just gives you an idea of how you can have a little bit more fun with your partner. Like Meg said, she allowed me to pick these questions without her looking at them. You should be a little frightened. And then we both have some that we're going to try to get through. And like Meg said, hope y'all enjoy. Who's going first here?
Oh, gosh. I'll ask you the first one.
Okay. I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Okay, this one's not bad. Did you ever secretly hate a Christmas gift? And if so, what was it?
Oh my gosh. Put me on the spot. I can't think specifically of what it would be. Are you talking about from you, or are you talking about in general?
From me or from anyone. I don't think that this needs to be from me.
I have trouble. I mean, I've gotten a ton of Christmas gifts that I hated, and of course I was like, "Oh, this is great. What is this? Oh, no." And I've never once told anyone that I didn't like it. My mom growing up always said that we could tell her if we didn't like it and she wouldn't be offended, but then when we told her, she was always offended. So, sorry, Mom, but that's the truth. So, I don't know. Maybe I was conditioned not to say that I didn't like it, but I'm sorry. I can't think of like a specific one that I had.
I wonder if there's anything I ever gave you that you weren't super thrilled about.
I don't know. I really can't. I'm
okay. Well, we'll let you think about that.
Okay. Let me mull it.
If at any point you come back to a conclusion, you let me know.
Perfect. Thank you for giving me the time and space to think about this. Okay. Growing up, who was your first celebrity crush?
Oh, that's easy. Jonathan Taylor Thomas all the way.
JTT?
Oh, JTT. Give me some JTT 100%. After that, it was kind of like Backstreet Boys, specifically Brian and Nick Carter. And then from NSYNC, that would have obviously been Justin Timberlake, because, hello, he's still hot to this day.
I know y'all can't see this, but Meg's literally blushing when she's talking about her celebrity crushes. So there you go. Real quick, mine were, I remember Britney Spears for sure. Mm-hmm. Jennifer Love Hewitt and Sarah Michelle Gellar both did it for me a ton.
Nice. I wonder if you had anyone a little earlier. Because, JTT would have been I was probably like 10.
I feel like Britney Spears was around the time when I was like really getting into that.
Gotcha.
So I don't know.
All right, interesting.
Yes.
I don't remember who asked that. Am I supposed to ask you something?
That was me. So now it's your turn to ask.
Okay. What is one food or restaurant you really only eat because I love it? And it can't be something that I already know about. So you can't tell me something that I already know. You have to think this one through.
So wait, a food or restaurant that I'll only go to because you like it and I don't otherwise enjoy.
Right. And not something you've expressed like genuine hatred towards before. Like something that's, I want this to be new information to me. I promise they're not all this thought-provoking.
Yeah, because I don't know. Like, I'm addicted to eating out. So, like, there's a lot of things I really don't know.
Okay.
Can you think of one that might be?
I don't know. I mean, we don't go here a lot, but I guess Panera would be one that you would only entertain if I said that I must have it. But
I mean, I can talk about restaurants that I think are completely overrated. Can we throw Chick-fil-A out there? Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm backing up as I say that. But
this is getting interesting.
I don't get why this line is around the whole building every week and every day, no matter what time. It's just chicken, y'all. It's just chicken.
That's real.
Just saying Zaxby's or Bojangles is better in the South. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want any angry DMs here, but Chick-fil-A is super overrated.
Okay. I'll accept that answer.
What's your go-to song that you can put on when you're in a bad mood to get yourself out of it?
Oh, there's a lot of them. I think, well, right now we're on more of like a country kick, which happens to us from time to time. We'll go kind of country for a little bit, and then we'll kind of go back to our regular scheduled program. Wow, I cannot say that. To our regularly scheduled programming of music. But I think right now I would really gravitate toward Cruise by Florida Georgia Line or Meant to Be, BB Rexa. What's another one that really pumps me up and I like? Oh, you know what one I really love? No, you don't know this. This is new information for you. In the mornings on my way to work, I listen to like the Hits One radio on Sirius XM. And when they play Ed Sheeran's Shivers, I blast that. It's like a pump up song for my day. I love that song. I will rock out and not even care that anybody in the next car over is looking at me like I'm a doofus.
I don't even know that song. Could you sing us a verse?
I will absolutely not sing you that song. I don't know why. I'm a fan of that song.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay. Oh, this is a good one. What's your favorite memory of us?
Oh, wow. I have to pick just one?
Well, you can tell one or two.
Okay, so the first thing that comes to mind is like when we first started dating, which was back in like when I was 18 and you were 17. And one of the things we do when we first started dating is and I don't remember how many times this happened, but I remember doing it quite a few times. We would lay out in my driveway on top of my Buick Century, my gray Buick Century, and we would just lay and talk and like look at the stars. And it was, I don't know why, that's the first thing that comes to mind as like one of my favorite times. I guess because it was like the first moment I realized that you were the one, and I felt like there was a connection there. I guess that's why it sticks out.
Is that where we kissed for the first time? Outside?
No, you tried to kiss me on the first date, and I wasn't having it because I wasn't that type of boy.
Yes.
Then, I had to kind of let in on the second date because you just kept moving in. So.
Oh, please. Where was it? Like when you dropped me off, or what was that?
I
really
don't know. I feel like you just kept trying to make a move, and then finally I had to just relent. I don't know. By the way, complete opposite in married life, but I digress. And I think the other things that come to mind are, well, there was one time when, and I know you love this too, but there was one time when we were having like relationship issues and struggles, and like I did a date night for you, and we acted like, well, there was a few things. We acted like we didn't know each other, and I was like picking you up for a date, which I thought was really cool, and I loved that idea. Maybe y'all could try it with your partner. Basically, you just act like you don't know them. You show up at the house, you ring the doorbell, the whole thing. You act your roles. And then the other thing was I had prepared you a meal, and I put on like some Frank Sinatra or something on the back porch, and I set up a little table, and we kind of hung out and danced and, had a kind of a reconnection moment. And so that sticks out. And then lastly, the thing that comes to mind, which was big, was like when we renewed our vows. Like it was just like one of the best days of my life. So, I mean, it's going to probably stick out. If you ask me this question like 15, 20 years from now, I'd probably give that same answer too.
Yep. And just our first date, because it was epic, because we threw paper straw wrappers at each other, wet paper straw wrappers at each other.
Whilst going to Applebee's and seeing Pirates of the Caribbean.
And we ran into my aunt and uncle on our first date, as I recall. Is that true?
No, I don't think it was our first date.
No. Okay. Well.
No. But that's okay.
But same restaurant, whatever.
Okay. This one you're going to have to think about since you're giving me thought-provoking questions. Right, here you go. If you woke up tomorrow as the opposite sex, what would be the top 3 things you'd do?
Ooh.
Keep in mind, this is current time. What would you do? What do I get away with?
Okay, so number 1, I wouldn't wake up. Like, I would just let you do the mothering of Mav because he's an early riser. He 100% always needs me and wants me, and you get to sleep longer than I do, like on weekends and stuff. So I would just hand him right on over to you and keep on sleeping because you don't wake up. Even when it's time, even when he gets you up, you don't want to wake up. It takes you a minute. I like pop up immediately.
Okay, you need 2 more.
Okay, so secondly, what else would I
What have you ever wanted to do as a man?
Nothing.
I don't blame you there.
I don't know. I guess I would. What do men do? I don't know.
It's funny too because when you think about it, because obviously I got this question, so I'm thinking about it myself. But the problem would be I'd be myself, like in my brain. I wouldn't all of a sudden have like a woman brain in this case,
Right?
And
right.
like you would still be yourself. So what would you do? I mean, if I was the opposite sex tomorrow, I guess I'd just probably look at myself in the mirror a lot. No, I'm just kidding. No, I honestly I had trouble with this one too, but I was interested to see what you'd say.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. All right, I'm going to pass on the rest of that one.
Okay, I'll let you.
All right. Airbnb or hotel, and why?
Man, that's tough. And it really, I think a lot of it depends on where I'm going and what I'm doing and like what my motivation is. For example, if I'm trying to be a little bit more pampered and have everything taken care of, then I'd aim toward a hotel. But the more often the times we've stayed in an Airbnb, you just get more flexibility. A lot of times you can get a place to yourself, or like when we go to the beach every summer, we have a whole place with a kitchen with the whole thing. I guess you can get that in a hotel. But also like an Airbnb is a little bit more removed. But I think if I had to decide right now, I'd say Airbnb. It just seems like it's a more authentic experience to where you're going rather than the hotel where, it's like you stay in one hotel, you stay in them all. And we've stayed in really nice hotels and we've stayed in really nasty hotels. But to me, like for the most part, a hotel's a hotel and you kind of expect the experience. The Airbnb, there's some excitement about getting there after seeing the pictures and getting like the full experience depending on where you're going.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
I promise you didn't see these questions, but you know what? You give me this job to come up with them and I'm going to come up with them.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, what are your I can't even say it. What are your 3 favorite body parts on me and why? And keep in mind, your mom listens to this podcast. Earmuffs, Mom.
Yes, both mothers. Thank you. Your 3 favorite body parts. Gosh, I've literally never thought of this question. Do I have to be able to touch them? Because like your eyes, obviously, but I mean, I can't I'm not going to like feel up your eyes.
Well, no, I didn't say the parts you like to feel up. I said what parts you like.
I mean, obviously your eyes, because I think your eyes are very expressive. I love them. They're a beautiful color, and I can always kind of read you through your eyes. So that's my number 1. And let's see.
I'm just seeing how PG you're going to go with this.
Well, oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I'll keep it clean. And then, I would say your lips, too, because for a man, I don't know. Maybe most men do have full lips, but your lips always seem very full, and I do like them, and they're very nice to kiss. So your lips.
Okay.
And then other than that, let's see. Maybe your hands, because I think they're like strong man hands, and I like when you hold my hand, and I just think that they're nice. And that's my very PG.
All right, I'm gonna let you get by with it. I'm gonna let you get by with that one.
All right. What board game do you hate the most?
Well, you already know this. Connect 4. It's the worst game ever.
Is that like a board game, though?
I don't know, but I'll just tell you, Connect 4 is the worst game ever. You should know this. Meg was like in Latchkey, which is like after school care. She played Connect 4 nonstop, so you cannot beat her. If someone out there wants to challenge her, I'll put money on her.
Except Jace.
Wow, that's true. Yeah,
I have been beaten, you guys, in the
She's
recent
been beaten a
past.
few times, but like that's only if she slips. The times we were used to play and I would win, I knew she was letting me win, and she pretty much always was. I don't think I've ever actually beat her. And then other than that, I think Monopoly's pretty overrated. I like it takes forever. If you follow all the rules, you can literally play for like the rest of your life. And I think that's very overrated. And then after that, just the classics like chess and checkers, I think are really overrated too. They're just not that fun or exciting to me. All right. What do you think the most overrated holiday is and why?
Overrated holiday. There's
a lot of overrated holidays.
Yeah. Really, the only thing I actually care about is Christmas. And other than that, I think they're kind of whatever. I like Halloween these days because I like that our kids get excited about Halloween. I guess Valentine's Day. Like, we don't really do much of anything for Valentine's Day anymore. Like, we did probably when we were first dating or first married, but Valentine's Day is like, we're not going to get each other a card, right? The other one of us is like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. And we move on with our life. We're like, happy Valentine's Day, I guess.
Yeah, Valentine's Day seems like the worst. And by the way, y'all, I'm talking about real holidays. I'm not talking about like Sweetest Day and all these made up holidays. I'm talking about like real things. But I think Valentine's Day is really overrated. Other than that, like you said, I mean, they're kind of all really overrated when it comes down to it, because like the day comes and there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pumped about Thanksgiving because we're in our new house and it's fun to like have everyone together. Like once the meal's cooked and you've done all of it, but it's also a lot of work. So I think a lot of them are really overrated, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I think kids make it more exciting. Like Christmas, I would say would be overrated too if it weren't for the kids making it exciting.
Yeah. And of course, obviously, the reason behind the season.
The reason for the season.
Okay. Switching gears, I love this question. I hope you've come up with a great answer because this just tickled me to death when I was writing this one. If a theme song played every time you entered a room, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. Oh man, a theme song.
I mean, any song, obviously.
Right. Oh, so it could be any song, or it's got to be a theme song from a show?
No. Like a theme song for you. Like if every time, this is the way I understood the question. Like if every time you entered a room, a song played, like kind of like how they play a intro song when you get up on a stage. Like what's your song every time you enter a room? What song plays?
Oh, I think it's got to be, the first thing that comes to mind is Let's Get It Started. Let's get it started.
That's what we came into our wedding for.
Yeah,
or our reception.
Think about how pumped up you'd be if you came in. That or the Joe Bros Cool. Like, I'm feeling so cool.
Oh, yeah, that's a
good
one.
And you'd come
too.
in. But like any of those songs, that'd be pump up. Did you have one?
You know, I didn't ever actually. I mean, I was so tickled by the question, I actually didn't even think of an answer.
But I think about something like pump up, like, because every time you walk in a room, you'd feel pretty awesome if it's like, let's get it started. Like, it's like people are ready for you. Mm-hmm. Let's get this thing go.
Right. Like you're worth it.
Okay. If you had to give up one, what would you give up? Coffee or carbs?
Oh, that is the worst question you've ever asked me. It's like neither, obviously.
You got to give up one.
I mean, okay, I guess it sort of has to be coffee, even though I can't believe I'm saying that. But I mean, bread, like carbs. Like,
yeah, I kind of was like, I'm the biggest coffee snob too, but I thought the same thing. I was like, well, I love coffee, but I can get caffeine in other ways. Mm-hmm. I mean, I like the taste of coffee too, but I could get the caffeine in other ways. I feel like carbs are just so good. I love carbs.
It'd be, I would struggle with any sort of diet or anything that made me give up carbs. I just like them too much.
Mm-hmm. And I think as a difficulty standpoint, like it'd be way more difficult to have no carbs in your diet rather than having no coffee, because that's just coffee. Right. So, I won't drink coffee or anything coffee.
Right.
So yeah, I got you there.
All right. How many more of these do you want to do?
Let's do a couple more.
Okay. What is something you are currently obsessed with?
Gosh, these are hard.
I mean, it can be silly or not so silly.
Well, I'll tell you one thing I'm obsessed with, and I just did it. Going out in nature, and I get that might be a lame answer for some of you, but like getting out and having time for myself and getting out in nature and like just like taking it in with no real obligation of any kind was incredible to me. It was like a drug, honestly. It really, afterwards I felt like really lifted up and felt like I was just lighter on my feet, and I felt like less stressed, and I felt like I just was at ease for the first time in a long time. So that, if I was going to say I'm obsessed with something, I've only done it once, but I'm itching to do it again. So I guess that would mean I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Okay, if you had the power to choose your age, what age would you choose and why? This is forever.
Does it have to be an exact age?
I think in all fairness, it could be like a range.
I would say definitely. Well, it's hard because I've never experienced my 40s. So what if my 40s are even better than my 30s?
Well, you got to do it based on what you know.
But for right now, I'm going to say upper 30s to lower 40s, because I think before then I just didn't feel established. We were just kind of floundering, and we just didn't really have a good thing going. It was always something was kind of off. And even though obviously there's still kind of things like that to this day, I mean, for the most part, I feel really established, really secure, really confident in who I am. And I don't think I had that prior to my 30s, especially. So I'm going to say that right about now is where I'd kind of want to be if I had to stay there forever.
It's a good answer.
Thanks. All right, kind of along similar lines, but if you could relive a year of your life, what year would you choose?
Wow. That's so hard. Well, okay, a few things come to mind. I have to pick one year, but I'm going to lawyer around the question a little bit.
Okay, go for it.
I think the first thing that comes to mind is the summer we met, like the summer after my senior year. Like it was just such like a great time. And like we had our whole friend group together and both of our friend groups meshed together. And it was just like a really fun time. Like when I think about fun memories, What's Your Country song? Like when Red Dirt Road comes on, it always takes me back to that time by Brooks and Dunn. And that time it's such a simple time really when you think about it. Like we might have had our normal stresses, but like it was just fun and free and just summer love and everything else. It seems like a really good year. And then I think, man, maybe I'll just stick with that because I think the only other thing I would say, and it was challenging and hard, but it was also like really enlightening, was like 2 years ago when we started like our personal growth journey and we really started getting serious about all of this and our fitness and everything else. I just feel like it was like from a trajectory standpoint, it really changed kind of where we were and made me feel like way better about myself as a person. So that's what I choose.
Good answer. All right. You want to give me one more?
What is one thing about our relationship that makes you the happiest?
One thing about our relationship that makes me the happiest. Oh, there's a lot of things that make me really happy. I think honestly, just like what we've blossomed into as far as like being able to share with each other. And I think we're even still learning that right now. Like I think even in the past month, you've like even made strides in like what you'll share with me. I'm pretty open with what I share with you, but maybe it's like a man thing that it was a little bit harder for you to share with me. And I think we just make a lot of strides. I think we have a lot of fun together. I think we're super open and honest where we didn't always used to be. And in fact, a lot of times we were the opposite of that. And I think that I just appreciate that probably so much more because of how far we've come and where we used to be. So I would say just that that transparency is there, that love and that laughter's there. And I mean, I hope you guys can tell from this episode that we have a blast together, even if our podcast does tend to be a little bit more on the serious side because of the nature of personal growth and all the things that we tackle in our episodes. But I mean, I love you, boo. You're the best.
Thank you, babe. And like you said, I mean, I think like that's the thing. When we talk about episodes and what we want to bring to y'all, we want to give a clear picture on what life should be. And honestly, life should be fun. If you're not having any fun in your life, then you're going to just it's going to be challenging. It's going to be a struggle. And life is challenging and it is a struggle. But all the more reason to have like lighter moments in your life and have them with your partner, have them with your kids, have them with friends. We can have them with all of you. If you have funny stories or answer to these questions you want to share with us, please DM us. Certainly your favorite celebrity crush, whatever. Also, real quick, I just want to remind you, if you haven't yet, to go check out growthjumpstart.com. In January, we're doing a Crush Your Goals boot camp. We're going to set up a framework for you and accountability so that you can crush your goals every single time. I can't think of a better time of the year to do it than in January when we're all trying to get serious and really start the year on the right foot. Maybe you've stumbled in years past. Maybe you're worried about what's coming up. Maybe you have a lot of things on your plate and don't know where to even start. We want to come alongside you on this journey and help you during this 3-day boot camp. So again, make sure to check out growthjumpstart.com. And we look forward to seeing y'all in there. We love y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode.
And if you want to be our BFFs, leave us a review. It helps more people find the show and allows us to share our message with the world.
We love y'all.